Okay guys, got loads to go through today, so we've got a random midday upload going up for you, and this one is an interesting one to say the least. With everything that's happening inside of the storyline right now, we know full well that there is a portal, aka a black hole. We all know it's not a black hole, we know what's coming from this, and we have got a leak-heavy video. This one's going to be all revolved around the Illuminate, and you guys need to see what it is that Iron Sights has found just recently. So if you're not interested in the leaks and you don't want to know in advance, this is not going to be the video for you, just a heads up. But if you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. On top of that, make sure you give our sponsor a check out, GamerSups. They're the leader in gaming energy and nutrition that offers gamers and esports athletes a healthy energy choice, helping them to perform to their highest potential. GamerSups is completely keto friendly and less than 1 calorie, completely sugar free, and comes in an array of flavors, of which my boy CB Gray has just released his brand new flavor, which is a beautiful crispy cranberry. Make sure you go and check out Opium. The link is going to be down in the description. You can use code CloudPlays at checkout for a cheeky discount. With that being said, let's take a look at what's going on inside of the leak community for Helldivers 2 today. Starting off, we have got this leak right here that Iron Sights put up, as he's found an absolute array of things coming from the Illuminate, of which this first one looks a little bit odd. It just states on here, strange Illuminate. It looks pretty weird, not too sure what the hell's going on there, as well as a load of structures such as the Illuminate base model, the Illuminate sentry, which looks absolutely interesting as hell. As to where this thing's going to fire and what it's going to fire, we'll have to wait and see, but we know full well that these things are going to be brutal. We've got the Illuminate shield generator, which is going to be a pain in your rear end, alongside the Illuminate brainwave module, and I'm not too sure exactly what that thing's going to do, what it's going to be used for, or if it's going to be an objective base, but the brainwave module looks a little bit like a block lollipop. Yeah, that's the thing. Anyway, there's a load of structures that are coming from the Illuminate environment, including these sorts of staircases, low barriers, as you can see on screen, as well as trail effects and Illuminate planet rubble. This all seems really, really minuscule, but and you put it together, these planets are going to look absolutely crazy. Now, we know that the Illuminate are quite particle heavy, and the particle effect, as you can see on screen, is definitely going to blur out a few things for your bloody eyes, but it should be fun nonetheless. Now, the Hellbot has been renamed a Char Droid Helper, and this thing right here is the force field for the Dark Fluid Harvester. As far as the Dark Fluid goes, though, make sure you stay tuned. We've got some interesting stuff coming for that one as well, but we've got the Illuminate Flare Gun. This is obviously going to be what they utilize and use to be able to call over more Illuminate forces, because you guys have now arrived. But the Illuminates will have a massive monolithic structures placed all around throughout their planets, and the main color, according to Iron Sight, for the Illuminate energy seems to be sort of like a red/pink color. The projectiles will stay blue, but this is for the more space magic heavy stuff. Now, he didn't texture any of these, as there are far too little info for him to actually be able to accurately texture them, so we have just got the mesh view for now, but these are looking incredible. There seems to be a lot of stuff with regards to how this is going to actually look, and he's got a second batch of models for us to take a look at. If you guys don't know who Iron Sight is, then you guys are obviously stood under a rock, because this is hilarious. This guy is like the #1 leaker in the community, and it's definitely worth you checking him out. I'll leave the links down in the description for all the posts that he posts up via the link in the description. Now, this right here is the Ion Dark Fluid Backpack alternative. This one's an interesting one, mainly because we've obviously seen the Dark Fluid in the most recent major order just last up, and it was really, really cool to utilize. There seems to be loads of clips rolling around online of people using it as the jetpack and being able to have that enhanced feel when you're wearing this thing. But this one right here is the Ion Dark Fluid alternative, and he goes on to state that this is the alternative texture found within the Dark Fluid backpack. Its name is Ion. Not entirely sure what it will be for, but it matches the style of the Illuminate energy textures that they have already found. Now, this shares the same frame as the Automaton Centrifuge backpack and the Dark Fluid jump pack. I think this may be the main backpack we will use on Illuminate Dark Fluid missions, or it could just be scrapped alt version. He was unable to properly extract the texture, so he's created a custom material for them, then used the Illuminate energy texture that they found as a reference wants to colour it. He did try to get it to look nice using stuff like parallax, subsurface, scattering, etc., but it should more or less look the same, or at least he hopes so. And it obviously puts out a massive thank you to Asunder Knight for help with locating the model. This thing looks absolutely crazy, and I cannot wait to see exactly how this one's going to go, what it's going to be used for, or if we're even going to see it. But the initial model is obviously, as it stands, what we already know of this, but the colours and the textures look absolutely incredible. The black and white for me is definitely the winning look. I think that looks mad, and I cannot wait to see how they incorporate this into the game moving forward. Now, as we have already just heard, Asunder Knight is also running in for the main leak pages, and he's got a load of Illuminate models for us to take a look at. This one right here states, found together with the artifact objective. This looks scary. Now, obviously, these are not textured. These are just the original mesh models, so make sure you take it with a pinch of salt, but it will look around the same as what we're seeing on screen. On top of that, we've got the Illuminate teleporter that is just labeled Teleporter 1 in the files. As to how many different styles the teleporters we're going to see, we'll have to wait and see how that one runs. We've also got the Unknown Crystal of Illuminate Origin, which is looking weird, and what the hell it's going to be used for. Again, still no info. They've kept everything quite under wraps with the Illuminate. We know what a lot of things look like, we know what they're going to be utilized as, but we just don't know what they're going to be for or where we're going to find them. This one right here saying models used for an easy outpost. Most of it's called rubble when the circle called round base. Now, there is obviously just some structural pieces right here, nothing too interesting, but you can kind of get a grasp of what these things are going to look like. We also have an unknown rock, which could be textured incorrectly, and he's not sure on it, but we'll have to take that one as a pinch of salt. But it looks like this is all going to look absolutely beautiful. The guy's staff with a slight texture in, and what this would look like in the game. And we also have this right here, which is a bonus picture of the guy with his staff. Textures are not entirely correct. I need to see him in game for true accuracy, but we know full well it's going to look something like this. Now, he does state in here on the post, this is some of the things I've found with the help of some helpful leakers. Yes, some of these look rough. It's mostly due to the lack of textures. Can't do much about that one. The guy also looks a bit off from what he'll look like, but that's due to how I textured him. Sorry. As an overall, though, there's a lot of things going on, and the Illuminate are getting closer and closer and closer to actually being able to launch inside of the game, and hopefully we will see these guys very, very soon. It's starting to ramp up a lot more now, and we're seeing a lot more coming from Helldivers 2 with a load more interesting stuff due to come very soon. We have covered quite a lot just recently, and we're going to have another upload going up today because there's just loads up on the table that you guys need to know about. Loads of exciting stuff, and hopefully we'll get an update in game very, very soon. If you haven't already, make sure you're smashing that beautiful blue thumbs up. It'd be greatly appreciated, and make sure that you subscribe with post notifications turned on so you don't miss another upload from myself. Thanks again for watching, guys. Appreciate your faces. Like, subscribe, and as always, I'll see you in the clouds.